Absolutely.
Welcome back, everyone.
Our next guest made history as the first black principal ballerina at the prestigious American Ballet Theater.
I love this. Misty Copeland's talent, passion, and perseverance have fueled her incredible achievements, but it never hurts to have someone in your corner along the way. Supporting her was her mentor and muse, Raven Wilkinson, a trailblazer who fought to be taken seriously as a black ballerina in the 50s and 60s. Misty's newest book, The Wind at My Back, celebrates her friendship and shared history with Raven and how they changed each other and the dance world forever. Misty Copeland,
Sure did.
Thank you so
Welcome
much
to
for
the show.
joining us.
Thank you.
What a pleasure. What
I'm
an
so
honor.
excited.
Such a pleasure.
So how does a girl from Kansas, quite frankly, end up becoming a ballerina, or the desire to become a ballerina? Where did that come from?
I did not have any knowledge of the classical ballet world or classical music, so I just kind of stumbled into it. I was discovered at my Boys and Girls Club on a basketball court. That's where I took my first ballet class
Wow.
at 13 years old.
13?
Yes. Yeah.
Usually it starts a lot sooner than
Yeah,
13.
I
right?
was like ancient in the ballet. In the
Right.
ballet
Halfway
world.
through your career almost.
Yeah, and I read that you got a tutu when you were 2 years old for a Halloween.
Yes, this is the story my mother tells. I
Yeah.
have no, I have
Let's
no
stick with it.
memory of
Let's stick
that,
with it. I like
right?
it.
That's a beautiful story, but
Sure.
other than that costume, I had no connection to classical ballet in any way. So it really just, it came into my life, and I ended up training for 4 years really intensely before I moved to New York City and joined American Ballet Theater.
Wow. Now, as you were coming into your career, when did you learn about Raven Wilkinson and the history behind her?
Unfortunately, I didn't learn about her until I was like pretty far along in my career. I had already been promoted to soloist at American Ballet Theater. I was in my mid to late 20s, and it was just shocking to find out that I didn't know about this history. And being a black woman, being the only black woman at American Ballet Theater for the first decade of my career, you know, it's like I was searching for this connection and history to, you know, how I fit into this very white elite world.
Sure.
And learning of Raven by watching this documentary on the Ballet Russe de Monte Carlo, the company that she danced with in the 50s, it was this amazing recognition that I saw, like, myself in her, that gave me a sense of purpose in a different way. Like, it wasn't just about me reaching this, the heights of being a principal dancer, but what it meant every time I was on the stage.
For the culture.
Yes.
I call ballet a sport. I'm a sporty spice, but I feel like you all are so incredibly athletic.
Absolutely.
I wonder, Misty, as you were coming through your career as a ballerina, and then you get this historic post. When you were coming through and training, did it occur to you that you were an only? And if so, how did that affect you?
You know, it didn't really hit me until I became a professional. In the years when I was training growing up, my teacher made it a very warm and kind of inclusive environment for me that, you know, I was focusing on my training. It wasn't about the color of my skin, but there was no way to avoid not knowing, not acknowledging, you know, when you're in a company of 90 dancers and you're the only one, the only woman of color, it was a lot. You know, it took me a lot of time to kind of find mentors in my life, and for the most part, they weren't dancers. They were successful black women that were supporting me. And Raven was really like the first one to come into my life that had a really successful career. I mean, to be a soloist at a company like the Ballet Russe takes incredible talent and perseverance. And Raven accomplished that as a black woman in the 1950s. It was really unheard of.
It's like 1955. She broke the
1955.
color barrier, right?
But finding her and developing that relationship with her, it gave me like a different sense of purpose and understanding of what it means for me to be in the position that I'm in.
So similar to how Raven paid it forward, you're also paying it forward somewhat. You have a couple of projects underway. It's called Be Bold, an after-school project. Tell us about that.
Yeah, it's really, really exciting. It's like my life has just come like full circle. It's through the Misty Copeland Foundation, and Be Bold stands for Ballet Explorations. Ballet offers leadership development. So it's not necessarily about, you know, finding the next Misty Copeland or Raven Wilkinson. It's a free after-school after-school ballet class. It's being offered at Boys and Girls Clubs. We have 5 sites in the Bronx, and it's really about giving access and opportunity to these children to develop tools, you know, to have the tools to develop into becoming leaders in their communities, and, you know, being successful at whatever it is that they want to do. But to be able to have the opportunity to be exposed to live music, which all of these classes have. It's not just classical piano music. We have percussionists and drummers and guitar players in this class. So it's not your typical ballet class. So
Whatever
what I
you're
want to
doing,
point
look at
out
them, they're
is,
radiating.
and
a lot
it's
of boys, more boys.
than girls
Yes,
that have
I
signed up
noticed
in this
that.
particular site. But that, to me, it means everything. That I want to change the perception that people have of classical dance, and that it can be inclusive and embrace different cultures and communities.
This is fantastic. Later on in the program, we have a group that's bringing music.
I saw that.
Into different portions of New York. Can we veer off of dance for a hot second?
All right.
You got
Because
something
we were
else
just
going
talking
on.
about Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And Misty Copeland apparently loves things. She cooks this one.
I do.
What you're hosting?
Well, I'm not hosting this year. I'll be going over to friends.
That's
close friends.
fine.
But I still cook, even if I'm
love
not
it.
hosting, and we have all this food at home. Just
Yeah,
Bring some sides, so to speak.
Right, yeah.
Right.
Do you have a favorite? What's a favorite side dish for you? Like, you feel
I
got
do pretty
this.
good collard greens.
Oh,
Look at you.
Yeah.
Like it.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Okay,
Very nice.
fantastic. Do you actually like turkey?
I don't.
I need to
I'm not a
learn.
turkey person.
That's the last thing that goes.
turkey.
It's the last thing that goes on my plate.
I
To be
don't
honest.
like turkey, and I
There's no
tried
turkey
to
in our
tell my
house.
Puerto Rican family, can we do pollo? They were like, are you
No.
crazy? It's like,
Tradition.
are you crazy? No way.
So besides ballet and cooking, you're also an author, apparently.
Yes.
Tell us about your memoir.
This is my 8th book.
Wow.
Which is, I never imagined that I would be an author, but it really was one of the first outlets that I had before ballet, to be able to express myself in a way that wasn't verbal, which I was really shy and introverted. So it's really amazing to be able to have the opportunity to continue my story from my first memoir, which I wrote 10 years ago almost now, to this one that's kind of a continuation, but also in parallel, Raven's life and her story and how we came together and how her friendship, mentorship, our relationship, it just changed my life. And I think people deserve to know about her existence and her impact on the ballet community and the ballet world, because as a person of color, as a Black woman, our history is not documented. You can't open up a ballet history book and learn about Raven Wilkinson.
Right.
So I decided to
You're
write it
changing
myself.
that. Good for you.
She was a trailblazer,
Yes,
obviously.
she
Clearly
was, yeah.
Now you've got something going on with Gail King tomorrow.
Oh, yes, tomorrow night at Symphony Space at 7 o'clock. Gail King, amazing woman, will be having conversation about The Wind at My Back.
Fantastic. This has been
Lot
such a
going on.
pleasure.
Lot
Oh my
going on. What an
gosh.
honor to meet you, though.
History maker, and I love the fact that you made history and you found someone else that made history, and you're bringing
Forward.
both of you forward. For all those people at the Boys and Girls Club,
Yes.
who hopefully will do the same. Thank you
Misty,
so much.
thanks so much.
Thanks so much.
Continued
Appreciate your
success and
time.
good luck,
Thank you
and
so
happy
much.
Thanksgiving.
Happy
Happy Thanksgiving.
Waiting on those collard greens.
The Wind at My Back, Resilience, Grace, and Other Gifts from my mentor, Raven Wilkinson, is out for release tomorrow. Get it wherever you